the Renaissance. The word itself evokes a sense of awe, of rediscovery, of a world bursting forth from the shadows. It was a time when the old world was being reimagined and new horizons were being explored. The very essence of human potential was being redefined. Spanning roughly from the 14th to the 17th century, the Renaissance was a period of immense cultural transformation, an awakening that swept across Europe, leaving an indelible mark on art, science, and the very way we perceive the world. This era was not just a fleeting moment in history, it was a profound shift that laid the foundation for the modern age. It was a time when the stifled creativity of the Middle Ages gave way to a vibrant new spirit of inquiry, a thirst for knowledge, both ancient and new. Scholars and artists alike were inspired to look beyond the confines of their immediate surroundings and delve into the mysteries of the universe. Imagine a society captivated by the brilliance of its own potential, eager to explore the boundaries of human achievement. That was the Renaissance. Cities buzzed with the excitement of new ideas, and marketplaces were filled with the exchange of not just goods, but also knowledge and culture. This cultural revolution wasn't merely a random occurrence. It was fueled by a confluence of factors, a perfect storm of historical circumstances that allowed new ideas to take root and flourish. The Renaissance was a testament to the power of human ingenuity and the relentless pursuit of excellence. The rediscovery of classical Greek and Roman texts, long hidden away in monastic libraries, breathed new life into European thought. These ancient works provided a rich source of inspiration and knowledge, sparking a renewed interest in philosophy, science, and the arts. The patronage of wealthy merchants and rulers provided the financial backing for ambitious artistic and scientific endeavors. These patrons recognized the value of supporting the arts and sciences, and their investments helped to fuel the creative explosion of the Renaissance. And the invention of the printing press allowed for the rapid dissemination of knowledge, breaking down the barriers of geography and social class. For the first time, ideas could be shared widely and quickly, reaching a much larger audience than ever before. This democratization of knowledge was a key factor in the spread of Renaissance ideas. The spirit of exploration during the Renaissance extended beyond the intellectual realm. Explorers set sail to discover new lands, driven by the same curiosity and desire for knowledge that fueled the scholars and artists back home. These voyages of discovery expanded the known world and brought back new ideas and resources that further enriched European culture. The architectural achievements of the Renaissance were equally impressive. Cities were transformed with the construction of grand cathedrals, palaces, and public buildings that showcased the era's advancements in engineering and design. Urban planning also saw significant improvements, with a focus on creating harmonious and functional spaces. Music, too, experienced a renaissance of its own. Composers experimented with new forms and harmonies, creating works that continue to be celebrated today. The invention of new musical instruments and the refinement of existing ones allowed for greater expression and complexity in musical compositions. The theatre flourished during the Renaissance, with playwrights like Shakespeare creating timeless works that explored the human condition in all its complexity. The stage became a place where ideas could be tested and societal norms could be challenged, reflecting the broader spirit of inquiry and innovation that defined the era. The scientific advancements of the Renaissance were groundbreaking. Figures like Galileo and Copernicus challenged long-held beliefs and laid the groundwork for modern science. Their experiments and observations opened up new ways of understanding the natural world, leading to discoveries that would change the course of history. Education was revolutionized during the Renaissance. Universities expanded their curricula to include a wider range of subjects, and the emphasis on critical thinking and empirical observation became more pronounced. This shift in educational philosophy helped to cultivate a generation of thinkers who would continue to push the boundaries of knowledge. The art of the Renaissance remains some of the most celebrated in history. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Raphael created masterpieces that continue to captivate audiences with their beauty and technical brilliance. Their works are a testament to the enduring power of human creativity and the transformative impact of the Renaissance. The legacy of the Renaissance is still felt today. Festivals and reenactments celebrate this remarkable period, reminding us of the incredible achievements and the spirit of innovation that defined the era. The Renaissance was truly a rebirth of wonder, a time when humanity dared to dream bigger and reach higher than ever before. While the Renaissance eventually spread throughout Europe, its roots were firmly planted in the fertile soil of Italy, particularly in the vibrant city-states of Florence, Venice, and Rome. These cities were not just geographical locations, but bustling centers of culture, trade, and intellectual exchange. But why Italy? What made this peninsula the cradle of such a profound cultural shift? The answer is multifaceted and deeply rooted in the unique characteristics of the region. The answer lies in a unique blend of political, economic, and social factors that converge to create an environment ripe for innovation. Italy's political landscape was unlike any other in Europe at the time. Italy in the 14th century was a patchwork of independent city-states, each with its own distinct identity and often vying for power and influence. These city-states, such as Florence, Venice, and Rome, were governed by powerful families and local rulers who had a vested interest in promoting the arts and sciences. This decentralized political landscape fostered competition and a spirit of innovation as cities sought to outdo each other in their artistic and cultural achievements. Festivals, public displays, and competitions became common, pushing artists and thinkers to new heights of creativity. Moreover, Italy's strategic location at the heart of the Mediterranean Sea made it a hub of trade and commerce. The Mediterranean was the superhighway of the ancient world, and Italy was perfectly positioned to take advantage of this. The wealth generated by this trade flowed into the coffers of wealthy merchant families like the Medici in Florence, who became important patrons of the arts and sciences. These families used their wealth to commission works of art, fund scientific research, and build libraries and universities. The patronage system was crucial in providing the financial support needed for artists, scholars, and scientists to pursue their work. This support allowed for a flourishing of ideas and creativity that might not have been possible otherwise. Additionally, the rediscovery of ancient Greek and Roman texts played a significant role. Italian scholars had access to these texts, which had been preserved in monasteries and libraries. The study of these classical works inspired a new way of thinking and a renewed interest in the human experience. This humanistic approach led to advancements in various fields, including anatomy, architecture, and engineering. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo were not just painters and sculptors, but also scientists and inventors, embodying the Renaissance ideal of the universal man. The bustling marketplaces and cultural exchanges in Italian cities also contributed to the spread of new ideas. Merchants, travelers, and scholars from different parts of the world brought with them diverse perspectives and knowledge, enriching the intellectual landscape of Italy. In summary, Italy's unique combination of political independence, economic prosperity, social dynamism, and access to classical knowledge created the perfect conditions for the Renaissance to flourish. It was a time of unparalleled creativity and intellectual achievement that left an indelible mark on the world. The Renaissance witnessed a seismic shift in the role of the artist in society. This period, spanning roughly from the 14th to the 17th century, was a time of profound cultural transformation. Artists were no longer confined to the shadows, working anonymously on religious commissions. Instead, They began to step into the light, gaining recognition and respect as individual creators. No longer were artists seen merely as skilled craftsmen, anonymous executors of religious commissions. In the medieval period, artists were often regarded as mere laborers, their identities lost to history. Their work was primarily focused on religious themes, dictated by the church, and their contributions were rarely acknowledged. Instead, they emerged as celebrated individuals, thinkers and innovators in their own right. Figures like Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo and Raphael became household names, their works admired and studied for their ingenuity and artistic brilliance. These artists were not just creators, they were visionaries who pushed the boundaries of what art could be. They were sought after by popes and princes, their studios bustling with activity. These studios were not just places of creation, but also centers of learning and innovation. Apprentices flocked to them, eager to learn from the masters. The demand for their work was so high that they often had multiple commissions at once, ranging from grand frescoes to intricate sculptures. Their names whispered with reverence in the grand palazzos of Italy. Patrons, including wealthy merchants and influential nobles, vied for their favor, commissioning works that would immortalize their own legacies. The relationship between artist and patron was symbiotic, each benefiting from the other's status and resources. This newfound status was reflected in the art itself. The works produced during the Renaissance were a testament to the artists' elevated positions in society. Renaissance artists broke free from the rigid conventions of medieval art, embracing realism, perspective. They developed techniques that allowed them to depict the world with unprecedented accuracy. The use of linear perspective, for example, created a sense of depth and space that had never been seen before in Western art, and a deep understanding of human anatomy. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci conducted detailed studies of the human body, dissecting cadavers to understand the underlying structures. This knowledge was then applied to their art, resulting in more lifelike and dynamic figures. They sought to capture the world around them with unprecedented accuracy. Every detail, from the play of light and shadow to the texture of fabrics, was meticulously rendered. This attention to detail set Renaissance art apart from its predecessors, whether it was the delicate folds of a gown or the subtle emotions flickering across a subject's face. Portraits from this period are particularly notable for their psychological depth, capturing not just the physical appearance, but also the inner life of the sitter. This pursuit of realism was fueled by a renewed interest in classical art. The Renaissance was, in many ways, a rebirth of the classical ideals of beauty and harmony. Renaissance artists studied the works of ancient Greece and Rome. They were inspired by the technical mastery and timeless beauty of classical sculptures, and sought to emulate these qualities in their own work, marveling at their technical mastery and timeless beauty. This classical influence can be seen in the balanced compositions, idealized forms, and harmonious proportions that characterize much of Renaissance art. By looking to the past, Renaissance artists were able to forge a new path forward, creating works that continue to inspire and captivate audiences to this day. No figure embodies the spirit of the Renaissance more completely than Leonardo da Vinci himself. Painter, sculptor, architect, engineer, inventor, scientist, anatomist, geologist, cartographer, botanist, and writer. Leonardo's insatiable curiosity and boundless talent knew no bounds. He was the quintessential Renaissance man, a polymath who excelled in a dizzying array of disciplines. Leonardo's notebooks, filled with sketches, inventions, and observations, offer a fascinating glimpse into the mind of a true genius. He dissected corpses to understand the intricacies of the human body, his anatomical drawings surpassing anything that had come before. He designed flying machines centuries before the Wright brothers took to the skies. And his paintings, such as the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper, remain among the most iconic and enduring works of art ever created.